Good evening. Welcome to Moshiach Mystery series. So this evening we're going to discuss and explain what it says that Chassidus is a foretaste of Moshiach. So we know it says that when Moshiach will come, our sages tell us that Hashem is going to reveal a new Torah. So we know it doesn't mean that there's going to be a new Torah. There's no new Torah. Everything was given at Matan Torah on Shavuos. What it means is that Hashem is going to reveal deeper secrets of the Torah. Like Rashi on Shiurim says that in Shiurim, which is like a parable between that describes the love between Hashem and the Jewish people. So the Jewish people ask Hashem, Yishakeni min neshikos pihu, which means, Hashem, please kiss me with the kisses of your mouth. And Rashi explains this to mean that this is a reference to the secrets of the Torah, which Rashi says we are sure that Hashem is going to teach us these and reveal to us these secrets when Moshiach comes. So our Rebbeim, the Rebbes of Chabad, have told us that the revelation of Chassidus is a preparation, and it's actually a te'ima, it's a foretaste of the Torah of Moshiach. So what I want to discuss tonight is explain a little bit how we see that Chassidus is a te'ima. How is it a foretaste of Moshiach? So one of the things we discussed in the previous weeks was, what is the definition? What is Moshiach all about? So this could be understood in many different levels, but at a very basic level, so Moshiach is about bringing back the shleimus of Torah mitzvahs, right? We discussed in previous weeks, bring back the perfection of Torah mitzvahs. But that's only on a basic level. On a deeper level, we explained that Moshiach is about revealing the level of Yechida. The level of Yechida, this is the deepest level of the neshama, the deepest level of the soul. And when Mashiach will come, this level of the soul will be revealed in every single Jew, and primarily in Mashiach himself. And as we discussed in previous weeks, that's why when Mashiach will come, there will be miracles, and because our connection with Hashem will be beyond the limits of nature. So what I want to discuss tonight is a little bit what is the concept of Yechida, and how we see that Chassidus is the concept of Yechida. Now the truth is that there's a Sikha, and the Rebbe spoke Yutes Kislev Tafshin Chavav on the Rosh Hashanah of Chassidus, the 19th of Kislev it was the end of 1965, and the Rebbe devoted a whole Farbrengen to explain this concept, how Moshiach and how Chassidus is a foretaste of Moshiach, because Chassidus is the concept of Yechida. So it's a very deep Sikha. It was later edited by the Rebbe, and it was published as Kuntras in Yana Shel Torah Chassidus. This was the pamphlet that explains what is the concept of the teachings of Chassidus. So what I want to discuss now is give a couple examples how we see how Chassidus brings out the concept of Yechida. How the whole concept of Chassidus is Yechida. So, and then just before we begin, just one example over there. How the Rebbe brings out how the Chiddush, the novelty of Chassidus, explains the concept of Moida Ani. He goes to Pshat, Remes, Drush, and Soid, like the simple meaning of the Torah, and there's four different levels of the Torah, and how Chassidus is the highest level. Chassidus is Yechida, the Yechida of Torah. So on a very simple level, what's the concept of Maidani? That you wake up in the morning and now you have to thank Hashem, just like for any time you have any type of pleasure that Hashem gives you, anytime you eat. So you have to say a bracha. So Maidani is explains over there, it's in the place of a Lakai Neshama. It's like a bracha, thanking Hashem for the greatest pleasure of all, which is the pleasure of life. Right? The fact that you woke up in the morning, it's like a bracha. That's in the pshat level. But Chassidus is much deeper. Chassidus is explaining the Yechida level. Again, Yechida is the concept. This is the deepest level of the neshama, how the neshama is one thing with Hashem. And this is expressed in the fact that Maida Ani could be said even before you wash your hands in the morning. Even when your hands are tamei, they're impure. So Maida Ani brings out the concept how a Jew, no matter where he is, no matter what state he might find himself, even if he's impure, a Jew always is able, acknowledges, and has a connection with Hashem. And that's the concept of Maida Ani. So says the Rebbe in that kuntris, in that sicha, in that talk, that this is the concept of Yechida. This is the essence of the soul, that no matter what, it's always connected with Hashem. And even when your hands are tamei, a Jew is always connected with Hashem. So this is just one example that shows how Chassidus is the concept of Yechida. So in other parts of Torah, you won't see this explanation because they're not the concept of Yechida. But Chassidus, which is a foretaste of Moshiach, which is Yechida, so it explains how even the simplest thing like Maida Ani, first thing in the morning, this is an expression of Yechida Shebenefesh, of the level of Yechida of the soul. So I want to go through some different ideas, some different basics of Yiddishkeit, of some of the fundamental concepts of Judaism, and we'll see over here how Chassidus is the concept of Yechida, and therefore that's why it's a te'ima, it's a taste of Moshiach. So everything is brought out, everything is expressed in if you want to if you will compare it with something else. So I want to discuss over here the difference between the way the Rambam looks at Yiddishkeit, the way the Rambam looks at Judaism. Rambam is sort of say like rationalist Judaism, and Chassidus, right? What Chassidus is the Yechida level of Torah. Now, of course, just to point out over here, so obviously it's not a contradiction. Obviously, there are two parts of the Torah, and therefore they're both true, right? They're just different levels, or different perspectives of how to understand Torah. And of course, the Rebbe always finds, even in Rambam himself, finds Chassidic concepts, right, and brings out how even the Rambam hints to deeper levels. So, but that's at a deeper level. However, on the just in a simple understanding, so Chassidus is the concept of Yechida, and the Rambam is just the basic understanding of Yiddishkeit. Okay, so we'll go through a number of fundamental things in Yiddishkeit, and we'll see the way the Rambam looks at it and the way Chassidus looks at it. And then we'll see how Chassidus is the concept of Yechida, and Chassidus is a taste of Mashiach. Okay, so first thing over here is, so what's the hakesher shel adam im HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Yeah? What's the relationship between a person and Hashem? Right? How does a person relate to Hashem? So if you look at Rambam, so you look, for example, in Hilchas Avodah Zarah, Rambam discusses of how the first Jew, how did he come to his relationship with Hashem? So he explains the first Jew was Avraham Kiman Shenigmal Esan Zeh Hischel Shoitet B'Daitoi. Says Avraham Avinu, right? As soon as he was weaned, so he started thinking. V'hu katan while he was young. V'hischel L'Chashiv B'Yom V'Alayla. He started thinking by day and night. V'Haya Tameya, and he was wondering, Heich Efshe Sheyeh Hagalgol Hazeh Noyig Tamid V'Lo Yilei Manik. How could it be that the whole world, everything is moving, and right, all of the spheres, all the galaxies, it's all moving. There's no one running it. How could it be? And he realized that there must be a higher power. There must be a God. The Libe Meshaitit to Maven, and his heart was moving, and he was understanding. Till he grasped the path of truth. The Haven Kav Hatzedek Mitfunase Hanachina. The Yada Sheisham Leka Echad, and he realized that there's one God. And he's the one who who is running everything, running the entire world, and he created everything. Uben 40 shana hikar Avram, he concludes that Avram recognized his creator at age 40. In other words, the Rambam is emphasizing over here that the way Avraham Avinu, the way he came to his understanding, the way he came to his relationship with Hashem was through his own understanding. And this is really the way the Rambam understands the whole purpose of man and the whole purpose of everything, is that the greatest thing is intellect. The greatest thing is understanding. And so the purpose of everything, according to the Rambam's understanding, is that a person should come to an understanding of Hashem. That's the ultimate goal. And so that's also expressed in that this is how Abraham came to his relationship with Hashem, and this is also how every Jew he should relate to Hashem. It says, like in Hilchos Tshuva, the end of Hilchos Tshuva, it says, a person can only love Hashem through his own understanding. According to his understanding, that will be the love. In other words, your relationship with Hashem comes from your understanding of Hashem. So this is the Rambam's perspective, right? That everything is based on intellect, everything is based on understanding. Now look at Chassidus. Look what the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya and Perek Yud Ches. Over there he explains that a Yid's relationship with Hashem is much deeper than that. He says that Ki ein sof baruch hu melubish v'chinas chachma shebenefesh ha'adam mishayim Yisroel. That Hashem, the infinite light of Hashem, is enclosed in the level of chachma of the soul in every single Jew, no matter who you are. And what's the concept of chachma? He says, "V'zeu lashon chachma koyach ma." Chachma is made up of the two words koyach ma, the power of bittul. Shehu ma she'enei musig umuvan. Chachma is the concept of something which is not grasped, is not understood. Ve'enei nitfas b'hasag adayin is something that you can't yet grasp. V'lachein b'slabish ba'or and sev baruch hu d'leis machshava tfiksei b'klali. This is therefore or and sev that no one can grasp is enclosed in chachma. V'lachin kol Yisroel afilu hanashim ba'am meharetein ma'aminim b'Hashem, and therefore every single Jew, even you women and simple people, they all believe in Hashem. Shehamuna hi l'maylam min hadas v'hasaga. He says emuna is something that is higher than understanding. Ki pesi yamin l'chol davar v'arim yavin. He says a simple person believes everything. Ulagabe hakadosh baruch hu shehu l'maylam min hasechel v'hadas v'leis machshava tzvisa beikal hakol k'psei mentlis baruch. And in comparison to Hashem, who's beyond understanding, everyone to Hashem, we're all like simple people. And he goes on to say, and therefore Jews also have Mesiras Nefesh for Hashem. Jews have self-sacrifice even though they don't know and they don't understand and they're not thinking about how great Hashem is. Nevertheless, every single Jew is prepared to surrender his life for his belief in Hashem. So what's the Alter Rebbe saying over here? Over here the Alter Rebbe is explaining that the foundation of a Jew's connection to Hashem is not based on his understanding. It's based on his emunah. And where does emunah come from? It says it comes from his neshama, which is higher than understanding. He has a relationship with Hashem himself, who's beyond understanding. So this is a whole different perspective. So of course, even before Chassidus, we talk about emunah, but it would never clarify what is emunah? What's the definition of emunah? Till the Alter Rebbe came along and he had the revelation of Chassidus and he explained what the essence of emunah is. So elsewhere in Chassidus it explains, where does emunah come from? It comes from Yechida Shebenefesh. It comes from the level of Yechida. It comes from this relationship that a Jew has with Hashem, which is beyond understanding. So why is it that Chassidus brings out this concept? How the connection between a Jew and Hashem is something which is beyond understanding. And that's the concept of emunah. That's because Chassidus is a taste of Moshiach. And this level will be revealed when Moshiach will come. And since Chassidus is a te'ima, it's a taste of that, so therefore Chassidus explains this concept. Yeah.
But he does start by saying,
and what's the concept of Chachma? Yeah, the Alter Rebbe says...
He uses the same, like Chachma is the highest thing, sort of like the Rambam, but
that's right. His definition of Chachma is different. He doesn't mean Chachma like understanding, right? Chachma, he means bittul. That's how we define. That's what Chachma is, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so that's one concept. How we see how Chassidus brings out in the connection between a person and Hashem how it's a connection of Yechida, it's a connection which is beyond understanding. And the same thing, this obviously comes from their understanding of who is Hashem. What is Hashem, so to say? So look at, the Rambam describes Hashem as Hu Hamadav, Hu Edei, Hu Edei Atzma. So he explains that when it comes to a person, so to say, there's like three things. There's the person himself, there's the person's understanding, then there's what the person understands. Says the Rambam that for Hashem, He's everything together, and it's something that we can't grasp. It's beyond our understanding. Now comes along the Maharal, and the Maharal says that it's wonderful. The Rambam is saying that Hashem is so great, that He is the knower, He is the known, He is the knowledge itself. But you're still defining Hashem. You're still limiting Hashem to some type of definition. So it says the Maharal that Hashem is beyond understanding. Hashem is beyond understanding. Hashem, we can't define Hashem in any way, shape, or form. Comes along the Alter Rebbe, and the Alter Rebbe says they're both true. And he says it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about Hashem's 10 spheros, so then the Rambam is right? And as far as Hashem's 10 spheros are concerned, so they're like united with Hashem. But if you're describing the essence of Hashem is beyond understanding. So look, this is one example in the Likutei Torah. The Alter Rebbe says, "Afilu b'chinas chachma ilada atzilus." Even the highest level of chachma of the world of Atzilus, the highest of the spiritual worlds, it's just like a kli, it's just like a vessel for Ein Sof. But it's not the essence of Hashem. Hashem is beyond any definition. Chachma is some type of thing. Hashem is beyond understanding. So once again, over here, what do we see in Chassidus? That the Rambam is describing Hashem, he's limiting Hashem, that Hashem is the greatest level of understanding, the greatest level of wisdom. Yeah, that's what Hashem is, so to say. What is the Alter Rebbe saying? He's saying, no, you can't define Hashem in a way. Hashem is beyond understanding. It's beyond any description. You can't limit Him to anything. So once again, this is a te'ima, this is a taste of Moshiach. Before the Geula of Chassidus, so you have to relate to Hashem in a certain way, right? So in our world, the greatest thing is understanding. The greatest thing is knowledge, right? Knowledge is pursuit of the truth. Hashem is the ultimate truth. So how do we relate to Hashem? Hashem is, right, the greatest, right? The greatest chacham, right? So He's a chacham that is beyond our understanding. He is hu hamadav hu edev hu edei atzma. But we weren't able yet to sort of say break free from this limitation that there's something which is beyond understanding, that's beyond seichel, that seichel itself is a creation, intellect itself is a creation. Till Chassidus is a te'ima from Moshiach. I mean, Moshiach is when the essence of Hashem, so to say, is going to be revealed, like we discussed in previous weeks, level of Keser. And therefore Chassidus taught us and teaches us that the essence of Hashem is something which is beyond understanding. So all of this also relates to Torah and mitzvahs. How do you look at Torah and mitzvahs, right? What is the purpose of Torah and mitzvahs? So the Rambam, in many places, like in Moreh Nevuchim, for example, he says that even though we don't know necessarily the reasons for all of the mitzvahs, but he says like this: Anachnu le'naymar. We will not say shaha mitzvahs himratzin pashut b'lei tam. We are not going to say that mitzvahs are just Hashem's will without any reason. Ella b'chol ha-mitzvahs yashnei tam. In all mitzvahs there is a reason. In other words, what does it mean there's a reason? I mean, there's a goal, there's a purpose, there's a reason. So we don't necessarily always know the reason. Right? There's mitzvahs which are called chukim, right? What are the chukim? That we don't know the reason. But the Rambam is adamant that there must be a reason. There must be a reason. Hashem is not going to tell us. He's not going to tell us to do something for no reason, for no purpose. There has to be a reason. Like and also in Mishnah Torah also at the end of Sefer Avodah and Karbanis, he says even anytime you find a chayk, he says even if you can't, even if you don't, it's not clear what the reason is, but try to figure out what the reason is. Even for chukim, the Rambam says look for reasons. There has to be a goal. But how does Chassidus look at mitzvahs? How do they look at Torah mitzvahs? So the one example, look in Likutei Torah. It says mitzvahs hamelech. What is a mitzvah? It's the mitzvah of the king. She'ein levake shum tam klal. It says you shouldn't look for any reason at all. Ra Kabbalah soil. Ki me'acher shemitzad etzem meroimim hu levadei. It says since Hashem is beyond understanding, therefore for mitzvahs there doesn't have to be a reason. So this all connects with the same idea.
It looks like the Chassidus bring the connected essence.
Connect to the essence. Exactly. That's the point.
That's what
It all connects to the same idea. See, the Rambam, he's coming from the perspective. Exactly. So this is about the essence, right? The essence of the mitzvah, the essence of Hashem, the essence of the neshama. That's Yechidah. So the Rambam looks at what's the greatest thing? Understanding, right? So to say that a mitzvah doesn't have a reason, it's beyond, so that would be basically saying that a mitzvah is pointless. It's just like... But Chassidus shows that there's something which is beyond reason. Reason means that there's already a framework. It means that, so to say, that Hashem is fitting into some type of logical framework. But what Chassidus says is that Hashem created the logical framework. Hashem himself is beyond the logical framework. So the essence of a mitzvah, it's the Ratzon Atzmi of Hashem. It's his essential will. It's beyond understanding. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. This is the essential will of Hashem, which is it's beyond understanding. So now that doesn't mean that Chassidus is saying that there aren't reasons. Of course there's reasons for mitzvahs. Of course there's reasons. There's reasons according to Kabbalah, there's reasons according to, in every facet of the Torah there's reasons. But that's not the essence of the mitzvah. What's the essence of the mitzvah? The essence of the mitzvah, says Chassidus, like it says over here, it's mitzvah HaMelech. Mitzvah HaMelech. This is Hashem's Ratzon Pashut. He says, because mitzad etzem meroimim hu levadei. Because since the essence of Hashem is beyond understanding, so therefore also his will is also beyond understanding. It's just afterwards Hashem enclosed his will into reason. But what's the essence? The essence is beyond reason. And this also has to do with why you should do a mitzvah. So in the Rambam's way of what's the ultimate goal? So in the Rambam's way of looking at things, the ultimate goal is that you should have an understanding of Hashem. So he says the whole purpose of Torah and the whole purpose of mitzvahs is all to bring you to a greater understanding of Hashem. And what's the ultimate goal? So when you're a person here in the physical world, so you're never going to be able to come to the truest understanding of Hashem because you're limited by the body, and the body limits the true understanding of the soul. So the ultimate goal is to come to Gan Eden, to come to Olam Haba, what he calls the world to come. There the neshama, the soul, will be free of a body, and then you'll be able to come to a true understanding of Hashem. That's the ultimate goal. To come to Olam Haba, to come to Gan Eden, where you're free of the body, and then you're able to be nena miziv hashchina, to so to say bask in the glory of Hashem and have a true understanding of Hashem's greatness. And that's the ultimate goal. That's Rambam's understanding, right? But Alter Rebbe says different. He says the ultimate goal is not to understand Hashem. So it says what does Alter Rebbe say? He says understanding that's only a ziv, nena miziv hashchina. It's just a ray of Hashem. It's not the essence of Hashem. The ultimate, he says, is to fulfill a mitzvah in this world, because then you connect to the essence of Hashem. The essence of Hashem. That's the only way you connect to the Hashem is through fulfilling His will, through Torah mitzvahs. Right. Yeah. And this also explains where the Rebbe would always quote the famous statement of the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe would say that he says you'd hear be'ez dveikusei, that I don't want your Gan Eden, I don't want your Olam Haba, chvel merinit as dechalein. He says all I want is you yourself. In other words, the ultimate goal is not about getting Gan Eden, Olam Haba, however great they are, whatever great godly revelation, because it's only a revelation. It's a ray. The Alter Rebbe came to show us that the ultimate is to connect to Hashem Himself. So that's Chassidus, and that's Yechidah. That's the Etzem HaNeshama. That's the essence of the soul, and that's really what Moshiach is about. And so the Alter Rebbe came to bring us a taste of that. And if you learn any sefer of Chassidus, especially the Kutei Torah, every single mimer comes up again, right? It's all about connecting to the essence of Hashem Himself. It's about everything else is just. Even when it comes to understanding, right? How does the Alter Rebbe, how does the Alter Rebbe explain? What's the hisbaininess that a person should have? So you learn the Rambam also talks about his bindiness, right? Also talks about understanding Hashem. The Rambam says you have to understand how Hashem is the source of life. Hashem, look at the creation, look what Hashem created, how it's so amazing, right? And then Hashem he's the ultimate. The Alter Rebbe goes through all of that also, but he says that's on the Malik Halalmin, right? That's how Hashem, so to say, has lowered himself down to relate to the world. But what's the essence of Hashem? The essence of how Hashem is beyond understanding. And he says that itself, it has to be his beinunus. That itself you should think about. You have to realize that leis machshava tvisa beklal, that no thought can grasp Hashem. And then you'll come to the ultimate avat Hashem, the ultimate love, which is unlimited. Says if you just understand how Hashem is your life, kihu chayecha, so that's a limited love. You love Hashem like he's the source of life. That's a lower level. The highest level is to come to an understanding that Hashem is beyond all of that. That no thought can grasp Hashem. Hashem is beyond our whole logical framework. So exactly right. Hashem encompasses all worlds. Hashem is beyond. He transcends all worlds. So we see once again when it comes to Torah mitzvahs, when it comes to avodas Hashem, once again we see the chiddush of Chassidus, right? The novelty of Chassidus, how Chassidus brings out how the whole concept of Torah mitzvahs is yechida, is about connecting to the essence of Hashem. That's the whole purpose of avodah, of our service of Hashem. That's Moshiach, exactly. And exactly, that's the concept of yechida. So the same thing we also have in how we look at the Bria. How do we look at the world? How do we look at creation? So how does the Rambam describe the Bria? He describes the Bria. He says you should know that Yesod HaYesodos v'Amud HaChochma, he says Leida Sheyesham Motzi Rishon. You have to know that there's a first being. V'hu Mamtzi Kol Nimtza. Hashem creates everything. V'chol HaNimtzoi Mishamayim V'Aretz U'Mashe Beineim Lo Nimtzu Elamei HaMitasi Matzoi. Right? Everything that Hashem created, everything was created from Hashem. Of course, the Rebbe has a deeper way of understanding it. But just simply, if we understand he's saying that you have to know that the world was created by Hashem. Hashem is the first being, right? He's the first being, right? And everything that's created was created from Him. The Alter Rebbe takes it in a much deeper way. He says that's a lower level, right? To look at the world, right? That it exists and was created by Hashem. He says that the truth of creation is that creation really is completely batal to Hashem. Look, for example, in Tanya Perek Chaf, chapter 20. He says, what's the concept of the oneness of Hashem? Shenikra Yachid u'Meyuchad, is that He's called the one and only one, the one and unique. Everyone who believes that He is the only thing that exists. He's exactly the same as He was before the world was created. That He was the only thing that existed. Like we said, you were the same before the world was created, you were the same after the world was created. Peter, what does that mean? Hashem is exactly the same without any change. Like it says, I, Hashem, I have not changed. This world and all the higher worlds, they don't make any change. They don't affect any change in Hashem's oneness. When they were created from nothing to something. Just like Hashem was the only thing that existed before they were created, so too now He also is the only thing that exists. How? Because everything is like nothing before Hashem, and everything is literally like nothing. As Chassidus explains at length how that's possible to say, right? How despite the fact that the world was created, but it still remains completely batal to Hashem. So once again, this is something that comes specifically through the understanding of Chassidus. Now, before Chassidus, the only way to relate to Hashem was as the Creator. So if there's a Creator, then there must be a creation. And it exists, and it's independent from Hashem. Comes along Chassidus and it explains, no. Right? The fact that Hashem created the world, that's not the main thing of Hashem. Hashem completely transcends the world. In all the worlds, like the mashal the Alter Rebbe gives, are like Kiziv Hashemesh B'Shemesh, are like the way of the sun in the sun itself, which has no chshiva, it has no significance in comparison to the sun. So this understanding of what the world really is, that the world is really completely batal to Hashem, only comes when you understand that Hashem is completely beyond the world. And this was something that only Chassidus could come and reveal. Why? Because Chassidus is Yechidah. It's the essence of the Torah, which reveals the essence of Hashem. And therefore, Chassidus is able to give us the understanding what creation really is. How creation is really not something independent from Hashem. So to sum up the whole concept, this is really what the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya Perek Vav, chapter 6 of Tanya. So what is Yiddishkeit and what does it mean to be connected to Hashem? What's Tzad HaKdusha? He says, Eini ela hashrav hamshachim b'kedusha shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What is Kedusha? It's a place where Hashem rests. Ve'ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu shoyra ela al davar shebatel atzli yisbarach. Where does Hashem rest? Only on something that is batel to Him, something that is nullified before Him. And what's an example? Kachol ish Yisroel amata. Like any Jew down here, shebekoiche li is batel mamish legabi HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'mesiras nafshel kedushas Hashem. Like every Jew, that what makes him holy is the fact that he has the potential to be completely batel to Hashem through surrendering his life. So, in other words, what is the whole Yiddishkeit about? What does it mean to have a relationship with Hashem? To be batel to Hashem. So, from the Rambam's understanding, to have a relationship with Hashem means that you understand Hashem. That's what it means to have a relationship with Hashem. According to Chassidus, the bottom line, the measuring stick, the Even HaBoichen of whether you have a connection with Hashem is whether you're batel to Hashem. Because Chassidus reveals the essence of Hashem, which is beyond understanding, and how everything is batel. There's like nothing before Hashem. So, when do you have a relationship with Hashem? When you recognize that, and you feel that, and you live that. And that's the whole concept of Torah and mitzvahs and everything. It's all to bring bittul to Hashem. Okay, so till now we've been discussing, the deeper understanding of Chassidus, that the deeper level of bittul that Chassidus brings a person to. But the truth is, Chassidus, there's also the flip side. We say, no tchilasan b'saifan. It means literally the beginning is wedged in the end, which means that at the same time, Chassidus also emphasizes the advantage and the importance of the simple things. So, for example, one of the things the Baal Shem Tov came to emphasize was the maila of an ish pashut, the advantage of a simple Jew. So, according to the Rambam's understanding before Chassidus, so the simple Jew, he's just there to serve the scholar. Comes along Chassidus and says that the advantage of the scholar, that's only in his understanding. But if you're talking about the essence of the neshama, so the simplicity of a Jew says, where does that come from? From the simplicity of Hashem Himself. The pshitas of an ish pashut come from pshitas ha'atzmos. So, in other words, that since Chassidus, since it revealed the deepest level of elikus, the deepest level of godliness, where does that express itself? So this says, in the simplest things. In the simplest things, right? And that therefore Chassidus also brings out the advantage of mitzvahs ma'asiyos, of action-based mitzvahs, right? Everybody's trying to figure out why is Yiddishkeit why is Judaism focused on action-based mitzvahs? Action, right? Seemingly it's all about your feeling, your understanding of Hashem. Why is action the main thing? Says Chassidus, because those tchilasan b'saifan. Says the beginning is wedged in the end. In other words, in the lowest place, in the simplest thing, that's where you can connect to the essence of Hashem. Your understanding is limited, right? Your feelings are limited. You want to connect to the essence of Hashem. Where is that expressed? In a mitzvah, a simple mitzvah. So these are real concepts that we'll only truly appreciate when Mashiach comes, when Yechid is truly revealed. That's why we find in Chassidus, a lot of these things, so Chassidus itself says, Mashiach is going to come reveal the mile of an ish pashut, right? The advantage of a simple person, right? Chassidus will bring out the mile of Maisa Gadol, right? Of Mashiach, about how the advantage of action. But since Chassidus is a te'ima, since it's a taste of Mashiach, so in Chassidus itself, you already are tasting what this means. So one last thing we're leading up now to Gimel Tammuz. Today is also Chav Chasivan, right, the day that the Rebbe and the Rebbetzin, they were saved from Nazi Europe, and they arrived in America miraculously. And the Rebbe started a whole new stage in spreading Torah and Yiddishkeit and Chassidus. So, and a couple days before Gimel Tammuz, we'll talk about the concept of a Rebbe. So one of the things that Chassidus introduced was the concept of a Rebbe. So even before Chassidus, there was also always a concept of a leader. It talks about there's a teacher, there's the Chacham, like you have in the Mishnah, the Nasi is like the Rosh HaSanhedrin, who's the teacher of Klal Yisroel, right? There's the Kohen Gadol, the Kohanim, right? They're the ones who do the Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash, and they bless the Jewish people, right? Then you have the Navi, right? You have prophets that bring Hashem's word to the people. And then you have the Melech, the king, right? Who, like we discussed earlier, that he's he's Hashem's representative, so to say, down here on earth to bring law and order and Hashem's kingship to people down here. Right? So there's always these different leaders, these different titles, different positions, different leaders. But what is a Rebbe, right? So you'll say a Rebbe is everything, right? He's a Chacham, right? He's a teacher. He's also someone who has Ruach HaKodesh, right? He's like a Navi. He's like a Kohen. He blesses people. He gives brachas, right? He's like a Melech. He's like we call him Adinenu MN05. He's like our master, right? We listen to him like he's our king. So he's everything. But the truth is that a Rebbe is something different and deeper, right? The reason why a Rebbe is everything is because a Rebbe is the Yechidah HaKlalas. He's the general Yechidah. He's the essence. He's like the head of Klal Yisroel. Like the whole Klal Yisroel is like a body, like the different limbs, and the Rebbe is the head. He's the Yechidah. He's the Yechidah HaKlalas. He's what connects the essence of the soul of every single Jew with the essence of Hashem. So since he's the essence, so therefore he has everything. Therefore he's a teacher, and he's a Navi, and he's a Melech, right? He has all these qualities, and he's like a Kohen. He's everything because he's Yechidah. So why is it that before Chassidus there was no Rebbe, right? We had teachers, right? We had kings, we had Nevi'im, right? We had Kohanim, we had all these particular worlds, but we didn't have this one Rebbe, this one central figure that had everything, that was the essence. It's because we weren't yet ready for it, right? We didn't yet weren't ready yet for this taste of Moshiach, right? Yeah, so Moshe Rabbeinu, right, was sort of like everything, right? But even Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't quite Moshe Rabbeinu was like a Rebbe, but not mamish in this way, Moshe Rabbeinu was the first, you're right. And the reason is, so why is it Chassidus revealed the concept of a Rebbe? Because it's a taste of Mashiach, right? A taste of Yechidah. It's Yechidah. And so therefore it reveals how that there is a Nasi Hadoir, there's the Yechidah HaKlalas, the general Yechidah. So just to sum up, so the idea is that we see in many different ways, both when we look at in general our relationship with Hashem, and in general how we understand what Hashem is, who Hashem is, so to say, and what is our avodah and Torah mitzvahs, and how do we look at the world. So Chassidus gave us a whole new perspective, and this whole new perspective, this is all the concept of Yechidah, which is a taste of Mashiach. And therefore it is our job and it is our mission that we have to continue learning Chassidus and continue spreading Chassidus, because this is how we bring Mashiach. Why is it how we bring Mashiach? Because this is Mashiach. This is the consciousness. This is the revelation of Mashiach himself. And this was the concept of Chav Chasivan, where the Rebbe brought Torah and Chassidus to America, to, so to say, the lower hemisphere. And this was the last preparation for Mashiach, because this is the ultimate goal, that even in the lowest place, in the lower hemisphere, America, which is, so to say, on the bottom, Eretz Yisrael's on the top, over here, this should be the center of where Chassidus and Torah is spreading forth from. And we should be Zeicha, we should merit that we should have Moshiach, the Pashtos, the simple sense, and it should happen immediately.
Foretaste of Moshiach, ani מאמין. Moshiach, Moshiach, Moshiach. ליח שיסתמח, חוזר אחר אלוהי בכל שיבוא, שיבוא.